Hello and welcome to Alchemical Tarot. This is your daily spark of inspiration, imagination and intuition. Whether you're here for more alignment, greater clarity, or just a little gentle cosmic nudge in the right direction, you're really welcome here today. And I'm very excited to see what the cards are going to be reflecting back to you. I pull 3 cards and then I do a short meditation because I do believe it's important to integrate those energies as they come through. There's our first card. A 2 of Wands. Time to step up today and step back. It's kind of like viewing your possibilities with a different perspective. Maybe from a higher state of consciousness, a higher sort of state of being. Where can you dream bigger today? As I say, take that step back and have a wider angle on what it is that you'd like to bring into your life. 2 of Wands is kind of suggesting maybe you've had a choice recently and you've made a decision, and now this is a time of really thinking through, or not even thinking through, imagining through the possibilities of this decision in the bigger picture, sort of in the greater scheme of things. Maybe you're deciding to have a complete new adventure. Where in the world are you going to be going? So it could be sort of that kind of thing on the cards right now. It could be some travel. But I often like to see these as traveling in your mind. Some hardship and heartache has definitely been on the cards for you. These have been troubled times, and there's been pain and maybe loss and grief, and I'm really sorry for that. And maybe it's this that sort of pushed you into this. I like to remind you when this card comes up that these swords are in your head. It's not that it's all made up in that sense, it's that they're memories. When the pain comes in, it's often about thinking about what could have been or what was, often what was, what you've lost, what's gone. And it is in your head. If you can come into your heart, you can still feel connection to all that is, all that was, all that ever can be. And so with this card, I think it's reminding you that sometimes we spend too much time in our head. And if we just drop into our heart space, we can allow emotions to come and we can observe them and we can let them go. So where can we recognize where we're still living in the past and come back to this present moment and fill our hearts once more with a lot more possibility and potential. And I'm not necessarily talking about living in the future either. This potential is right here, right now, and it's exciting and exhilarating. More possibilities for you, rather than getting stuck in your head and in painful memories. And it's easier said than done, I understand that. But the cards are just here as a gentle reminder. Let's see what our final card would like to... Oh. The Hierophant. The Hierophant often looks like a really heavy kind of establishment figure with all these robes, these heavy robes, and connected to the church in some way. But I always see this Hierophant as a direct connection to your higher self, or source, or God, or whoever that is for you. This is almost like a direct connection, like a shoot, like somebody, your highest version of you talking to you. So step into that today, if you're willing and able. Step into that and embody that principle. Where can you just take the time to be a bit more quiet today and allow that inner voice, the one that speaks from your heart, not your head, to talk to you today? If your higher self was talking to you about matters of the heart, what would they say? You have so much love within you. There is so much beauty within you. Where can you tap into that today and feel into the sort of divine spark, I kind of call it? I believe we're all connected through this divine spark that we each carry, where we can recognize it within ourselves. We can also start to see it in others. And when we draw on that for inspiration, then we can start to tap into a much deeper connection to ourselves. And when we do that, we draw in connections to others in a much deeper, much more loving way. So I'm asking you now to just close your eyes. Let's take that into a meditation. I like to layer your subconscious with these cards, with the energies of these cards, because I do believe that as we can start to shift the narrative a little, day by day, that subconscious then plays out on our outside world, and things can start to feel easier. Even if things don't seem to have changed on the outside, we're approaching them from a different way from within, and it starts to shift our experience. So close your eyes if you haven't done already. And I ask you now to think about maybe a choice that you have coming up, or a choice that you've made recently. And I want you just to take a moment or two to see it from a different angle. And see it as if you're living it from the highest version of yourself. How would they see it? What's coming in for you? What adventure are you going to take? What are you stepping out into? Who are you going to become? And this person on the Two of Wands is in an elevated position, and I kind of sense that this is your elevated consciousness. If you raise your consciousness to a higher state, one that's tapping into that divine spark within you, one that's run from your heart and your mind working together. A place of beauty, a place of peace, a place of balance. What in the world would come into your life in that state? How does that feel today? Making a choice from your heart space. And if you've experienced some pain, some loss, some grief, allow that to arise now. Allow it to come in and feel it. I'm not trying to ask you to deny feelings. Allow them to come. Feel into what's really going on. And ask yourself, is this a real emotion, or is this my mind evoking a memory? Is it the memory that's painful, or is it actually present with me now? And if it's present, allow it to come. And we don't need to be ruled by our emotions. We can observe them from a distance and allow them to come and allow them to fall away. And maybe you need to sit with this for a while and write it out. If you've got things that you feel are coming up for you that need release, write it out. Just allow the words to come and spill onto the page. It can be a really helpful way of releasing things that have become stuck and lodged. And if you find that you're constantly returning to a pattern, a memory, then it might be a useful exercise to release it now. And see it and recognize it as that, a painful memory. And bring yourself back to the present day and tap into how that feels. Tap into your highest self, your sense of divinity within you, that spark, that light that you radiate. Can you sense that now? Can you sense that high version of yourself and how they would bring the heart and mind together in this present moment? And feel into that connection. The love, the balance, peace, the grace, fulfillment, wholeness, gentleness, compassion, joy. If any of those resonate with you today, can you feel more into that and open your heart a little bit wider so that we can start to share that with others? The Hierophant brings heaven down to earth, so to speak. Where can you bring that feeling into your outside reality and share it with others and find those deeper connections with others as you find it within yourself? And so today, I invite you now to open your eyes, come back to the room. Two of Wands. Maybe you've made a decision. You're standing by that today. Take a bird's eye view or take a step back and just embrace the bigger picture today and ask what your higher self, from a higher vantage point, a different perspective, how they would move forwards today. And if you're dealing with something that's been aching in your heart, then my heart goes out to you today. And I ask you to just sit with that and move it through you if you can. And if you need to sit with it longer, then sit with it longer. And also recognize where we have these swords, where it might be a memory now, a painful memory, and we can give it less energy and become more present instead of reliving the past over and over again. Tapping into a higher sense of self and finding that peace, that grace, that love for ourselves and for others, compassion. Tap into more of that today and feel more joy. Have a wonderful day.